Yes, y'all. And it's part two of the holiday break. Technically, week four of the season. We enter into January. Massive tournament action over the weekend. Three different states. Looks like a quadzilla hit New Hampshire like a fury four times. And we head to the western part of the state, Keene, New Hampshire, where the Blackbirds they hosted their annual Menikeller tournament. And all in all, not a bad day. I happen to be reffing there, so I had a blast. But yeah, listen, good tournament, long day, good wrestling action, and good showing for a lot of kids. So let's run through the brackets, starting at 106 pounds, where hometown boy Tristan Woodbury he blasts his way to the finals as the one seed all pins, and then a decision win over Biswa Darji from Concord in a back and forth match ending in 15-11 in favor of the host team, Tristan Woodbury. So, Keen off to a good start, 106, champion on the board. And then again, Blue Knights getting some people on the board here as Angel Diaz takes fourth place, losing to Wesley Churchill, Spalding, Vermont, who took third. We jump to 113 pounds and we get a name we've been hearing something about, and that's Jared Coulon out of Bow. He gets the one seed and scores a bunch of points on the way to the finals, where he faced Tristan McGilvery from Noble, Maine. He gave Jared a taste of his own medicine. 12-0 major decision. Jared, runner up. Not a bad day. And sometimes you run into those country strong farm boys from Maine, and that's what you get. So still a good day showing there for the Bow, I believe, sophomore. And then in third place, Oliver Smith, Conval, he got smashed 17-2 in his opening match against the eventual fifth place finisher, Mikhail Walters from Salem. And that must have pissed him off a whole bunch because he went underneath and ripped off 4 pins for third place. So I love that heart, kid. Good job. 120, Secret Squirrel, Carter Coon from Portsmouth. He stocked up on some wins for the winter months with a whole bunch of nuts. Coon put a pin and 4 techs on the day, including in the finals over Eon Combs, North Country Union High School. I think that's Maine, and he did that 19-3. Uh, Secret Squirrel was the lone top three New Hampshire placer in the bracket, and actually at the very top. So, got a chance just to run past him. I said, "Hey Carter, who you wrestling next?" He just looks at me like I'm nuts, and he goes, "I don't know." I love that. All right. So at 126 pounds, we'll call him the Carpenter because he was nailing kids to the mat with 4 pins and a shutout 9-0 major decision. That's Keene's Carter Trubiano. He takes the championship, and he looked absolutely dialed in the whole day. So, gonna be watching. Jack Kaler, Sauhegan, he continued his journey back at home with the Sauhegan Sabres, and after a tough semis loss, a decision to Jordan Lally from East Greenwich, 11-4 at that. Bounces back, and that's third place. But listen, if Jack Frost cleans up a few technical issues, he's facing Trubiana in the finals, and I think that's what January is all about there, Jackie boy. Let's clean it up a little bit and keep it moving. All right, me too. Keep it moving. 132 pounds. Uh, I feel like I can copy and paste this each week for one Mr. Lance Bordelot, Pinkerton Academy. He does it again, and with precision force, a tech, a major, and 2 pins, including over Peyton Gowell of Keene. Lance, look, he ascends to the top of the podium again, and I know that's what he comes to expect, but don't ever take for granted the work that somebody's got to put in to do that. So, congratulations, Mr. Bordello. Job well done. 138 pounds. Mr. Smiley, with the same cool name as me. That's Ben Smiley from Sauhegan. He receives a medical forfeit in the Concy semis, and he takes advantage of the rest with a major decision over Ian Spencer from the hometown Keene Blackbirds. That match goes to a 10-2 and third place for Mr. Smiley. Look, both young men, they're sophomores, and depending on their growth patterns, we'll be seeing these studs locking horns for a few more years, or at the very minimum, at least this season. So, good job. And if you haven't noticed, I'm kind of redacting some things because, boy, it is a lot of information for this week. So I'm just kind of trying to focus on the New Hampshire kids, and I'll move to 144 pounds. And the Frosh, he gets his first tournament championship, and that's Mr. Stephen Whistler out of Portsmouth. He takes out Concord's Junior Jackson Carter, and that's a 10-9 match. So a little bit back and forth. Whistler gives up two stalling points in the match to keep it exciting. So congrats, rookie. It's a big win in the big leagues. And I'm sure Jackson Carter, he wants to bounce back and wreck a mofo. So that's good. Um, Third place, one Noah Cataldo from Pinkerton Academy. Jacked up. Noah. He gets a forfeit in the Conci finals from Leo Runes. Leo, what the? I did see Leo at the Sunday tournament, and he did have a little brace on his hand, so he's probably doing this or something and hurt his wrist. I don't know. But no, look, you dodged a bullet because I do know this. Leo, I like to give him a hard time, but he's a very tough wrestler, and that would have been a good Conci finals match. And so, congratulations, take the win, but I'm sure Leo's coming for you somewhere down the line. 150 pounds, you got Carter Mayotte, Pinkerton Academy, the lone placer, ending in fifth place at 150 pounds. 157 pounds. Uh, Tough day for hometowner Jack Gillard, man. He started with the two seed. He gets bounced in the corners by eventual runner up Aiden Wiley from the White Mountains in a simple 15 seconds. I don't know. I smell feet to back. I mean, how much quicker can you get than 15 seconds in a wrestling match? So, um, Wiley hit the wall, and that was champion Nate Consigli from Northfield Mount Herman, a nice school out there in the west part of Massachusetts. And he got tech falled 18 to 3 in about a minute 50. And look, man, sometimes you're the nail, sometimes you're the hammer. So it was an all Vermont Conci finals with Liam Robinson. No contest, Blake Allen. Not sure what happened there, but congrats. Excuse me. Whew, just had dinner. 165 pounds. First place, Preston Burrows, NMH, Northfield Mount Herman. Pins, Kingston Cotter from Mill River, about 247. Then you had Riley Holt. He took fourth place there in 165 pounds. We moved to the 175 pounds, and this one's a cool one. It's an all PA final. And that's not Pennsylvania, that's Pinkerton Academy. So we had Sean Broderick. He got a medical forfeit from Astro Stud, Elmac, Landon McKiernan. Broderick gets first place. McKiernan gets second place, getting some good team points all around in the 75-pound bracket. Elmac, he pinned his way to the finals, and hopefully it's more of a prevention thing than a treatment thing. Nothing too major. We had what do we got? Let's go 190. First place was a Vermont kid, Whitney Brandon. Yay, congratulations. Third place went to Carl Siriana from Concord. He tech ball Keegan from Otter Valley, 17-2. More Concord team points showing up. Hearing those Concord kid names here a lot. 215 pounds at 215. Listen, it's one of those stories of this goofy, scrawny kid. He just transforms himself into this thick old goat of a young man and just keeps getting stronger and better. And that's Sauhegan's Gabe Holt, who he Hulk smashed his way through the field with a major decision, and the rest were all first period pins, including victim South Alaban, NMH, 42 seconds. Keep your eyes peeled for that young man, Gabe Holt. He's going to be making some noise out there. Big, strong kid. Yeah, he's going to be fun. So, good job there, Gabe. See you down the road, definitely in the postseason. 285 pounds is where we end up on the individual brackets, and with a splattering of bodies along the way, you have Evan Ray, Keene, and Wayne Gutierrez Sakakini, Concord. Well, they met for a showdown in the finals, and it was the horn sounding one more time on the day for Mr. Ray. One more time on the day for Mr. Ray. I don't know why I write these things. But anyway, he pinned Sakakini early in the second period to claim first place. So good job. Um, that's it on those guys. Let's talk team results. I kept mentioning, excuse me. Imagine a drum roll for a second. Gotta love the sauna, but it does make you parched. Um, So yeah, I had mentioned earlier in the brackets, right? A lot of Concord kids, and it pays off. They come away with the team championship, and here's the cool thing: they do it with zero champions. They have three runners up. They got a third place, two fourth, two fifth, and two sixth. And so, listen, it's rare you got a team that's going to put out there four, five, six champions, but it happens. But you got to wrestle tough underneath as well and get those bonus points. And Concord did that, took first place. Great job there. NMH came in at second place. You had the hometown Blackbirds, Keene in third place. Pinkerton was fourth. Um, Looks like Sauhegan six, Portsmouth eight, Bow nine, and Salem B team 11. So overall, pretty good day. A lot of good wrestling, good matchups, and the tone is changing in the season, right? The kids that were just kind of flopping around and learning it, yeah, they're really starting to care now and they're getting after it. And so that's part of the Minicello tournament. Excuse me. The second part was the women's division. Yeah, I said it, the women's division. And we start there at 107 pounds, where there's just, listen, absolute beast. First place, Hannah Perro from Noble. She pins Yashi Bajpe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Yashi, when I see you, but she's from Bedford. And Perro got it done in 54 seconds. That being said, keep your eye on Yashi. She's a freshman. She's still new to wrestling. Losing to a New England champ and a wrestler who's been at it for close to a decade, I mean, kind of exactly where you're supposed to be. The fact that you're in the finals is the anomaly. So keep up the great work, Yashi, and we'll look forward to seeing you again postseason. Uh, Oliver Greer pins Kaylee Chandler from Salem, 256 for third. Uh, Greer looked a little worse for the wear during donning some arm bandages the next day. So, heal up and sure we'll see back on the mat. 120 pounds. Um, tough girl right here, Grace Canay. She uses that long known Canay mat aggression. Goes back to her. I mean, geez, how far back? But at least to Dad Charlie to Concord, where he liked to mash people. But she uses that to get the job done, giving up 0 points while putting up 21 in just under 4 minutes of action to claim first place. Look, Grace is the veteran girl wrestler on the Bedford team, and with a strong freshman class behind her, it's a great opportunity for Miss Canay to take the leadership role and bring some hardware back to Bedford in February and March. Yeah, I said it in March. What else we got here? Well, we had Mary Wellen from Sauhegan. She took a third place. All right, good work. Couple of North Coventry girls there for Jocelyn Allen and Jasmine Wells that took second and fourth. Where are we going next? Delaney Frost in 126 pounds from Noble. She tech falls Isabella DePina from NMH 19-3 to claim the championship. You had Isabel Boive from Bedford. She took fourth place, losing a 12-9 match to Hazel Cornwell out of Burton Burton. It's in Vermont. Another Bedford female bulldog hitting the podium young in her career. So good signs for Coach Sheeting over there in Bedford. 132 pounds. We had for first place Mia Maragliano from Franklin County. She pins Kira Lynch of Salem in about third period, about a minute in. Listen, Lynch keeps, Salem girls in the mix with a good day. She continues to grow in the sport. She's still very young. And technical errors are part of the learning process. And so, um, again, the fact that she's hitting all these finals along the way and having these good, tough matches, it's a good sign. What else? No New Hampshire placers in the 138-pound bracket. Um, but we did have one in 145 pounds. We had Isabel Brandt from Sauhegan. She won. And in other news, at 165 pounds, just kidding. Um, she saw me in the gym on Saturday and said, "Well, that better get me onto the podcast." And so here you are. So Isabel had a hell of a day. She actually did a first place championship run with 0 points scored against and three first period pens, including over Taylor Davis, excuse me, of Newport, New Hampshire, in a minute and 48. I've been saying it for years. Maybe she hasn't heard it, but I've been saying it for years. When she was going to reach her senior year, all the hard work, all the beatings, all the hours spent, all the weight management, it would pay off, and her senior campaign would show that. And I think Saturday just continues, strong on the back of that championship to show the work she's put in. And if you're wrestling in 145 pounds here in New Hampshire, you better be ready for her. And in the Conci finals, we had Peyton Lathe, Newport, Vermont. So she's at North Country Union High School. She pinned Elena Fawcett out of Mahar pretty quickly, 46 seconds. When we move to the 165-pound division, Brooke Davis, St. John's Prep, she's a champ at 165 pounds with Niala, sorry, Niala Curley, and MH. Jillian Boncourt, Alvern, she had a third place kind of day where she won one, lost two, won one. Again, she also continues to get more comfortable on the mat. And I suspect that there's a bit of aggression hiding underneath. And when that comes out, she'll level up here because she's got some good talent. She just starts off tentative to me and kind of waits for the action to come to her. I think when she starts bringing that action, that she's going to have some better results. And so, what do I know? I do know this. Annabella Walker, well, she claimed fourth representing the White Mountains. So, oh boy, White Mountains. 235-pound Madison Beauregard from Concord, who I'm pretty sure was there. Person who knows what that's about will know. Well, she did some damage, man. She came in like angel dust out of Deadpool, and she smashed the field with 0 points against, and looking impressive doing it. Very calm, very composed out there. And then you had Sailor Miley, one of the two. She's from Manchester West. She glides into fourth place for the Blue Knights. And that closes out the female division from an individual point of view. And they also had a team championship there. So we will look at that. Oh no, deleted it. All right, so what do we got? We got Noble first place, 68, some change. Bedford, again, young team, right? Had one champion, one runner up, and two fourth place, and that gets them a second place. And then the next New Hampshire team is Souhegan in fifth, Salem down in eighth. Not a bad day. The girl tournaments are growing, right? We're gonna have them more and more at each place we go. And so again, just continue to keep grinding and we're gonna keep providing the opportunities. All right. Whew. Excuse me. That was one tournament down. That's one tournament. Now I'm gonna go to the next tournament. Number two. Okay. Good news here. Well, not good news, but the good news here is, from my perspective, is I'm going to do the Chelmsford tournament, the Bruce Rich annual Chelmsford tournament. And fortunately, New Hampshire made it fairly easy for me because we had a bunch of weight classes where there was no noise. So let's start where there was some. And that's 106 pounds. One Jackson Ella out of Bedford, New Hampshire. He battled to fourth place after getting bounced from the top side of the bracket in the semis in the wreckage of the champ Luboa. So congratulations, Jackson. Fourth place at that tournament. It's not something to snuff at. 113 pounds. And then again, excuse me, not a New Hampshire student, but a New Hampshire resident. We had Cole Glynn living out of Salem, wrestling at Central Catholic. He tech falled his way in the finals against Mason Sheltra, Colchester, Vermont, 17-2 after stomping his boots as the one seed. So, Mr. Glynn, congratulations. Good work there. 120, 126, 132, 138, 144. No New Hampshire placers. 150 pounds. Third place for Caden Smith, who is a Salem resident, Central Catholic wrestler. After he lost in the semis to runner-up Henry McElliott out of Holston, he bounced back with a fall over Michael Korch, Chelmsford, Mass, and just about 2 seconds left in the match to claim third place. So great job to Caden Smith. 157 pounds. Matt Tucker Watson continues to show up on those higher ends of the podium, getting up and battling in the finals here. Comes up short against Hunter Gormley out of Minishaw. 7-2. I think the score is a little deceptive, not as far apart as you might think. Watson, he was the one seed, had a strong day, tough finals match to end it. Continues to show improvement on the mat and as the leader of the Bulldogs. And here in New Hampshire, he's just going to continue to make some noise. 157 pounds. Also saw one baby Ben Maslanik out of Pelham. He got a decision win over Thomas Denny from Central Catholic, but a Pelham resident. So I'm sure they've crossed paths before in one way or another. 9-2 the score there for baby Ben. No placers at 165. And then, alas, some sunshine at 175 in the form of one David Pinto Jr. out of Londonderry. He steamrolls the 175-pound bracket, including pins and tech falls. Oh, my. Not seeing the third period on the day. Junior ripped off 50 points. I was going to say 40 and short him. What are you thinking? 50 points. Flexing years of dedication and work right there, baby. Third place, Austin Hill, Chelmsford. He major decisions, Reese Duar. He's out of Merrimack as a resident, but he is a Central Catholic student. Again, Reese, tough kid. So, Austin Hill ain't no joke either. So, fourth place for Reese. Good job there, my man. 190 pounds. Listen, an always game, Billy Nichols. He was the one seed, did his job. He reached the finals on the back of a tech and two pins before losing to Caden Chase out of Central Catholic via a pin. On a brighter note, on top of the runner-up finish, congratulations, Mr. Nichols. You also grabbed your 100th victory. So good job there. And then listen, the rock thing over there in Bedford, Sam Cowett at 190 pounds. He picks up a fourth place finish after losing to Matthew McPhail out of Minishaw from 2-1. So tough match. Came up a bit short, but goes home on the fourth place part of the podium. 215 pounds. Jackson Meehan, Central Catholic, Merrimack resident. He decisions Gavin McConnell, sophomore from Bedford, 7-0 to take the championship. McConnell, he's the one seed, Meehan the two. And it's the Central Catholic stud topping the podium in this particular shout out that they have together. And listen, you're probably going to hear that one again. They're going to go at it. Two young kids going to keep battling. 285. Listen, hate to see that bracket if I was 285 because who's there at the Chelmsford tournament. Hometown boy Thomas Brown. He just smashes his way through the whole tournament, beats up on Athuan Lino Diego from Leominster. About a minute and 11, gets the pin. The big fella from Central Catholic, Brian Raitano, literally pins down third place over George Reimer out of Lawrence, 4:14 in the third. With the likes of Brown around this year, the big fella simply needs to stay the course and most likely waits his turn come postseason. But great day on the showing here for all those kids. That's the end of the individual results, team results. Listen, if you didn't catch the pattern there while I was reading the individual brackets, you got Central Catholic. You just putting it on a bunch of people. Four champs, 3/3, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth. We had Chelmsford, the host, in second place. We got seventh place was the first New Hampshire team in Bedford. And then I don't see anybody else in the top 10. So tough day down in Mass. And Coach Ridinger from Pelham, he sent me an email with the results and all that, like he always does, and thank you for that, Coach. But he basically said, "Look, I said a tough day in the office." He said a little, and then he goes, "Big piece of humble pie," and that's what it is, man. Sometimes you leave the state, and that's exactly what you get: big slice of humble pie, and get back to practice and get to work. All right, let's talk about the first quadzilla of the weekend. We got BG. They hosted, looks like Kearsarge, John Stark, and Nashua North. Cardinals go 2-1 on the day. They beat Kearsarge, what is that, 48-30. They're out of the gate quick, taking 7 of the first 8, with Kearsarge taking 3 forfeits in the second half of the meet, making it seemingly closer than it was. I suspect some fluid's been going around, hitting a lot of teams. Girton also beat John Stark 46-36, even on forfeits, but Girton simply edges a young Stark team. And then Nashua North, they beat Bishop Girton 42-36. It's a big win for a young and well-coached Nashua North team, led by pins from Lucas Wilson at 113. You had Yuri Soares at 157, Fernando Naranjo or Naranjo, one of the two, at 165, and then big boy at 175, Connor Revard getting it done as well. And then you had some big decision wins for Hayden DeRocher over a game Austin Steinruck of the Cardinals there at BG. And then Julian Palladini over Finn Murphy, another tough Murphy coming through the program. So Titans are heading in the right direction. That's a good win over a tough D2 school. All right. Quadzilla number 2. We can move over to Wyndham. We had Exeter stomping it out Wyndham 51-27. So Wyndham jumps out 24-6 after 7 matches with 5 wins, all by pin in that span. And then boys at Exeter take over from there, but they do it on the back of forfeits. And so I smell sickness on the Wyndham team, but I can't say that for sure. It is what it is. We'll find out. And then Milford beats Wyndham 45-27, and Spalding beats Wyndham 42-38. Same story for the remaining 2 duels, and Wyndham goes 0-3 in the day. And like I said, Coach Decker, he'll surely get them back in order and ready for the January trek. Spalding, their little tidbit that I got, and thank you, Coach, for that. Well, they fell short against Milford, 42-27, and Exeter, 60-22. And listen, they had some strong performances on the day from, like Captain Dylan Gravelise and Captain Evan Kucher. 2-1 and 2-0 on the day. The Animal, Sawyer Goodwin, 3-0 on the day at 175 pounds, and Wesley Chesler, 2-1, 285. However, 6 varsity starters out with the flu bug. So the JVs had to step up and plug those holes, including Brody Baker, 175, Josiah Poulin, 144, and Marcus Bowers and Isaac Carey, 150 and 215, respectively. So, listen, that's the benefits of really building the team. So even when the starters are out, it's like that old Belichick saying, when it's your time, be ready. And so, good job there by the Spalding Raiders. All right. Moving right along. Hollis Brookline quad. Goffstown, 77. Kingswood, 8. Woo, tough one there. Goffstown, 66. Nashville South, 24. Only scores I saw were put in by Goffstown. They go 2-0 on the day. They smashed Kingswood, obviously, at that 8 points. Isaac Gagnon and Aiden Cockerill from, back that up, Isaac Gagnon of Kingswood over Aiden Cockerill by a tech fall, 16-0. And then Caleb Forgy, also from Kingswood, over a tough Tyler Osorio from Goffstown, 7-5 in a good match. Next up was the Purple Panthers. They scored 24 points on 4 pins by Marlon Gomez. He got over on Aiden Burton, Benny Blanco, Benjamin Burns, excuse me. He was over, oh man, that good win. Over Stephen Dambois, very tough kid, got him at a pin. Connor Whitman over Elijah Asseltine out of Goffstown. And then Logan Rice, Nashville South over Alexander Koppel, Goffstown. So, I mean, not a bad 24 for Nashua, but then no good after that. So Goffstown takes it 60-24. And listen, it is what it is. All right, moving along. I got to move it along quick because I got the jar meeting tonight, 8 o'clock, 7:09. Got to finish up, do all that, blah, 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 blah. Keep it moving. Merrimack quad. So Merrimack, they beat Conant 12-6. Only 3 matches contested. Conant's a small school, right? So just boom, take those 3 matches. You had Cresco, New Jersey come to town. They beat Merrimack 66-22, and then beat Winnisquam 52-30. Muskoma Regional, they had 42-6 over Messinic. Winnisquam beat Muskoma 55-23 and Messinic 72 to 12. So looks like a good day there for Merrimack's environment. Natick duels. Looks like Salem and Plymouth were there. I didn't see anything for Plymouth. Salem, I saw 53 over 53-27 over Brookline, and then 42-36 over Hope High out of Rhode Island. That closes up the Natick duels. One more tournament. Man, too much talking today. All right. One more tournament. Timberlane's A and B squad. Man, it has been a long couple of weeks, I gotta tell you. And note to self, no sauna before recording. Just too much. All right. Timberlane, Timbo, A and B. They're headed to Maine and they battled them country boys. And they ended up with a fourth place finish, so not too bad on the day. Highlights included Matt Boucher. He smashes his four seed and the competition, including Remington Grunhood, one of those massive basic names again. Fifth pin on the day. He claims first place, so good job there. A and B there, right? So Scott Patty on the B team, he claims third place over Robert Berry out of Danbury, Connecticut. So two of the top three medals go to Timberlane, so good job there. 113 pounds, Ben Mann. He has the two seed. He lived up to it, falling to Kylan Berry in the finals by a tech fall, 18-1. Tough day for Ben Mann on the final match, but a very good showing there. Zachary Patty, Timberlane B, grabs sixth place. 126, the Cradle Kid, Talon OJ. He smashes his way to the finals as the five seed and runs into SJP stud Braden Goes, and he falls by a tech fall 17-2 in under 4 minutes. At 138 pounds, no New Hampshire placers, but one Sidney Tidsley. He's Shawsheen. Again, he's just going to be fun to watch. Final year heading down into New England. So that's where I'll get to see him next. So he just kind of smashes his way to first place with a couple of pins and a couple of tech falls. 44 saw Dominic Lee, Timberlane, fifth place after a medical forfeit, forces him out. 150 pounds. Again, another Tidsley at it again. That's James this time. Same as his big bro. Two pins, two tech falls. First place, you had Colton Seuss. He got tech falled in the Conci finals for fourth place. Grabbed some more Timberlane points, puts him on the podium. 165 pounds. Logan Holmes. He's a Shawsheen. He pins Jason O'Brien out of Timberlane. It's a 236 mark. Again, Timbo on the podium, being steady and consistent. Another highlight for Timberlane, Kyle Lindblad. He pins Ian Friend, Matanawak, PVHS. He takes third with that pin. And he taking third. Yeah, takes full advantage of that. Yep. So he had a medical forfeit in the Conci semi, so he got a break and gave him enough time to battle to a 7-6 match before getting the fall. So good job there, Kyle. Third place, more Timbo points. What do we got here? No New Hampshire placers at the 285. I will say the Alex Bayoris, St. John's Prep heavyweight. He went through the tournament pretty good. 3 takedown pins and a 17-2 tech fall on the day to take the championship. And, man, he's on a collision course with Thomas Brown at Chelmsford, and it starts with the mass sectionals. And so imagine that, just 3 straight weeks of those two in the finals, assuming all goes well. But it is what it is. Team championship is looking like Shawsheen. Look, tough team. They take it over St. John's Prep. Another tough team. You got a Connecticut Danbury in third, and our New Hampshire placer there, Timberlane, the only team there. They take fourth place. And so, again, Coach Brown doing what they do, getting them on the road, getting them some tough wrestling, and moving it along. Now, that being said, that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of digging some stuff up, some good results, all sorts of happenings here during the holiday break. Quite the mix, right? Got a lot to do, got all this stuff going on, blah blah blah. And I'm reminded again here that there are many times things that are far more important than wrestling. And for those of us that were in Keene on Saturday, you'll have noticed the absence of head coach Hamanel, and he was home enjoying some much deserved and far more important family time. And so I just wanted to say, Coach Manel, I hope you had a great day, and really, really enjoyed the time. And I know the entire community, our thoughts and prayers are with you guys, and hope everything is moving as best can be. And New Hampshire wrestling, I love it, but I like New Hampshire people, and I just like people, and it's really what matters in the end all be all of everything that we're doing here. And that's why I always tell you, keep things in perspective and remember how good we have it. And so, on that note, again, I thank you guys all for the time. Um, and we'll see you on the mats.